Are you wondered why sometimes you have problem with your qPCR result? Follow me to the end of this video to understand how to troubleshoot in order to have a perfect result for your qPCR. So now let's look at what are the common problems encountered in quantitative PCR and their solutions. So first, ladies and gentlemen, sometimes when you carry out your qPCR analysis, sometimes you can encounter a problems like no amplification or no CT values at all. So what does that mean? So there are some problems that actually lead to that. What are the possible causes of why you have no amplification or CT value at all? Poor primer design. So if you have a poor primer design, it can actually lead to a problem with amplification or CT value. And then degraded template. If your template, whether the DNA or RNA or your cDNA is degraded, it means that there is no template for the amplification. So therefore, that is also another reason why sometimes you can actually have no amplification or CT value at all, or missing reagent, because sometimes when you are preferring your reaction mixture, if you miss any of the reagent, you might have no amplification at all or CT value. Then primer inhibitors. There are some primer inhibitors. If you mistakenly have primer inhibitors in your reaction mixture, so it means that the primers will not be annealed. And if there is no primer annealing, there will also be no amplifications or CT value. So what are the solutions if you have these possible causes of no CT value or amplification at all? So the possible solution number one is to design another primer or to check template quality. Check the quality of your template, maybe through, of course, you can check the template, the quality of your template through nanodrop. So you can use nanodrop in order to check and assess the quality of your template, and then verify the reagent. Make sure that all the reagents that are required for the qPCR are added, and then optimize the cycling conditions. So usually for the qPCR, it started between 25 to 45 cycling conditions. So make sure you also optimize the cycling conditions to make sure that everything is in order. So if you make this adjustment, so probably at the end you are going to have your CT value and amplification, because of course, as you can see from here, this is a typical result where we have a CT value slightly above your threshold, and this is of course the amplification. So ladies and gentlemen, it is advisable to make sure that whenever you are doing qPCR, you make sure that you have a perfect primer, you have quality template, then you verify your reagent. Make sure each of the reagent is well active, and then you also optimize your cycling condition. Then another problem, sometimes after you carry out qPCR analysis, you generate melting cup. So if you have a multiple peaks in melting cup, it's also another problem. So what are the causes of these multiple peaks in melting cup? Number one, non-specific amplification. So if there is no specific amplification, then there is a likelihood that you are going to have multiple peaks. Or primer dimer formation. If there is a formation of primer dimer, it can also lead to multiple peaks formation. So what are the solutions in this case? So if you have a problems like this with a multiple peaks, what to do is to increase annealing temperature. So that is one of the way in order to avoid the multiple peaks. You increase the annealing temperature, or you reduce the primer concentration, because sometimes if the primer concentration is very high, it can also lead to multiple peaks. So you need to reduce the concentration of your primer. Then in addition, use hot start polymerase enzymes. Use hot start polymerase enzymes. Then the next thing is primer dimer formation. So sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, when designing your primer, it is very, very important to make sure that you check the possible high risks of your primer dimer formation or secondary structure formation of your primer. And to do that, you can use primer designing softwares. And if you don't know how to do that, please, I will drop my link here on primer dimer formation, so that also on primer design, a perfect primer design video, I will drop it here so that you can go through it in order to understand how to design your primer. And then another thing is that this primer dimer formation are associated with some signs. Number one, if there is a primer dimer formation, so possibly there will be an amplification of non-template control, that is NTC, and there will be a small melt curve fix. So sometimes small melt curve fix are formed. So what are the solutions of this primer dimer formation? So number one is to reduce the primer concentration. So if you reduce the concentration of the primer, then there is a likelihood that you are not going to have the primer dimer formation. And then number two, avoid complementary primers. It is very important. When you say complementary primers, if you have primers with a lot of AAA, a lot of TTTT, it may probably lead to the primer dimer formation. So that is why it is very important to make sure that when designing your primer, you avoid complementary primers. Then another best solution, you can also redesign the primers and then you order for the designed one. So then now, what if you have a high CT values? High CT values is also problematic in qPCR. So what are the possible causes of high CT value? Number one, low template concentration. If the concentration of your template is very low, so there is a likelihood that you are going to have high CT value. Poor reaction efficiency, pipetting errors, all these are the major issues that can cause high CT values. So what is the solution if you have a high CT value for your next round of qPCR? So you increase the template amount. So you need to increase the volume of your template, and then you optimize extraction quality. So while extracting your DNA or RNA, make sure that you optimize the extraction quality, and then you use fresh reagent. It's very important because sometimes contamination can also lead to high CT values. Then in addition, ladies and gentlemen, is that low PCR efficiency. You can have problem with low PCR efficiency, and ideal efficiency is between 90 to 110%. So the causes, what are the causes of low PCR efficiency? Poor primer design can lead to that. Presence of the PCR inhibitors, then incorrect magnesium concentration can also lead to low PCR efficiency. And then in addition, ladies and gentlemen, what are the solutions to this? So the solution is to optimize the reaction component. Each of the components you are adding, make sure you optimize the components. And then you need to also perform serial dilution. Yeah, make sure that you dilute your template very well, and then the concentration of your magnesium. Then sometimes you can have inconsistent replicate. So one very important thing is that in qPCR, the best thing to do is to do the reactions in replicate, maybe in duplicate or replicate. So what if you now do it in duplicate or in replicate and you have inconsistent replicate? So what are the possible causes? So number one, poor pipetting variability. If you have pipetting variability, what you added in one template is not exactly what you added in the other template, so it can lead to this. Uneven mixing. If you didn't mix very well, so there is a problem. Evaporation, because sometimes this machines is heating or it operates under heating and cooling condition. So if your component evaporates, then there is a problem of there will likelihood there will be an inconsistent replicate. So what are the solutions? You need to use a calibrated pipette. So make sure you use a calibrated pipette for each and every replica. Prefer your master mix and then seal plate properly so that to avoid evaporation. So then what are another things? Amplification in negative control. So in most cases, this is some of the problems that I encountered while doing my qPCR. Sometimes negative control is not supposed to be amplified. but you will have amplification. So what are the possible causes? Contamination is one of the reasons why you can have amplification in your negative control. Number two, primer dimers. So these are the two major reasons that can lead to amplification in negative control. So what are the solutions? Number one, make sure you use a sterilized reagent. Use sterilized or sterile reagent. Replace contaminated reagent. If there is any reagent that is contaminated, please replace it. Work in clean environment. Make sure you work in clean environment. So what if you have a poor standard curve? It's also another problem. So ideal standard curve is supposed to be the R square, it should be greater than or equal to 0.99. So what causes poor standard curve? Pipetting errors, incorrect dilutions, degraded standards. So most of these are actually the major reasons why you have poor standard curve. And then in addition, what are the solutions? Make sure you prefer accurate serial dilution and then use a fresh standards. So what are the important qPCR parameters? What and what did you need to consider for your qPCR? The primer length, it shouldn't be between 18 to 25 base pair. If it is above that or below that, is a problem. The GC content shouldn't be more than or between 40 to 60%. It should be within this range. It's either to be 50, 45, 55, all is acceptable. So it should be within the range of 40 to 60%. Amplicon size. The amplicon size should be between 70 to 200 base pair. If it is above this, so probably you may encounter some problem. Then annealing temperature. Annealing temperature is also very important. So you have to make sure that the annealing temperature is between 55 to 65 degrees centigrade. And then for the efficiency, it should be 90 to 110%. So what are the key control in qPCR? So number one, you need NTC, that is no template control. You need positive control, you need reference gene, and then you need technical replicates. So in conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, proper troubleshooting improves qPCR accuracy, reproducibility, and reliability. So careful primer design, quality templates, and optimized reactions condition are essential. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Please subscribe to this my YouTube channel so that you can have more update on molecular biology techniques. See you next.